Sarah, no last name, just the girl who has memorized every single molecule of this house since she was 7 years old. The exact temperature of the spare key when the night is 42 degrees, the way the third porch step sighs like it's happy to see her, the precise angle the living room lamp has to be tilted to throw that perfect pool of amber across the couch. Stands motionless in Mark's living room at 8:39 p.m. on the first full night of being 18, barefoot in soft gray avocado print socks that suddenly feel both ridiculous and sacred, drowning in the oversized cream hoodie he handed her last December when she forgot hers on purpose. The one she has slept in exactly 198 nights in a row. The one she washed at 2:47 a.m. with shaking hands, half a bottle of his detergent, and a prayer that it would still smell like him when she needed courage the most. Hair still damp at the ends from the rain that started the exact second she reached the porch, like the sky itself was crying happy tears for her. Heart beating so violently, she's convinced the crooked shade lamp is pulsing in Morse code. Finally, finally, finally. The house is wrapped in that velvet sacred hush that only exists after dark in this exact place. Warm amber glow from the single lamp he always leaves on. The one with the crooked shade he has never fixed, because she told him when she was 12 that she liked the way it made the light feel like a hug. Cedar and pine soap and fresh coffee and warm cotton and the faint trace of sawdust that always clings to him like a signature. Curtains half open, so the streetlights and the soft silver of rain spill gold and blue across the hardwood. His phone face down on the coffee table next to the chipped navy mug she stole last week and never returned. A dog-eared paperback, open spine up on the ottoman. Page 183, same as yesterday, same as the day before, because he's been stuck on the same chapter since the night she turned 17 and everything got too heavy to read. The couch cushion, still holding the perfect indent of where he sits every night. The ceramic dish she made him in 8th grade art class, lopsided, painted with tiny avocados because she was obsessed that year. Still on the entry table, holding his keys every single night for the last 6 years. The soft, steady drumming of rain against every window like the house itself is humming a lullaby. It's been saving for this exact moment. She didn't knock. She never used to knock. He told her when she was 12, after she lost her key for the 3rd time in a month. Sarah, this door is always open for you. Always. She took that literally for 6 straight years, bursting in with wet hair and loud stories and arms full of library books and teenage heartbreak and every version of herself she's ever been. Tonight she stood on the porch for exactly 43 seconds. She counted, hand raised, knuckles hovering, rain starting to speckle her hoodie, the key burning a hole in her palm like it was radioactive with possibility. Then the sky opened up completely, and the word always echoed in her head, and she let herself in because standing outside suddenly felt like pretending she was still 16. And the rules still applied. She stood in the foyer for a full minute, dripping rain onto the mat, calling his name once, barely a breath, once more, louder, cracking on the second syllable, once more outside the empty kitchen, almost desperate. Then drifted into the living room because this is the room that has always felt like the center of gravity, the room where she fell asleep on his couch at 16 and woke up with a blanket tucked around her and his hand hovering an inch away like he was terrified to touch her even in sleep. Footsteps on the porch, wet shoes, familiar rhythm, the soft jingle of keys, the tiny pause he always does before he opens the door, like he's listening for her, even when he doesn't know she's there. The front door opens. Mark freezes in the doorway, paper grocery bag in one arm, milk, eggs, the good coffee beans. Takeout coffee in his other hand, hair damp and curling at the ends from the rain, dark flannel clinging to his shoulders, green-gray eyes going wide, 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 then impossibly soft, then dangerously, beautifully warm. Sarah? His voice is quiet, careful, laced with that low, gravelly rasp that always pools heat low in her stomach. He closes the door slowly behind him, never taking his eyes off her, rain dripping from his hair onto the mat like the sky's inside the house now, too. Why did you let yourself in? She swallows every single almost she has ever lived through. Fingers twist in the sleeves of his hoodie until her hands disappear completely. I just turned 18, she says, the words trembling but refusing to break. And I stood on your porch for 43 seconds trying to decide if the rules had changed. I wasn't sure if you'd still want me to knock or if always still applied when I'm not a kid anymore. Then the rain started, and the key felt like it was burning a hole in my hand, and I didn't want to wait outside anymore. Not tonight. Not when I finally get to say everything I've been carrying for 2 years. Mark sets the grocery bag down softly on the entry table, like it's made of glass. The takeout coffee follows with a quiet thud. The keys make their familiar metallic clink into the 8th grade avocado dish, the sound she has heard in her dreams for 730 nights. He steps out of his shoes. Slow, deliberate, like the floor might shatter if he moves too fast. "I do want you to knock," he says gently, voice scraped raw, with every night he's left the lamp on just in case. "But I also never want you to feel like you have to. This house stopped being just mine the first time you walked in and called it home when you were 7 years old and dripping mud everywhere. The key still works because I never changed the rock. The lamp is still crooked because you said it felt like a hug. And always still applies, Sarah. It never stopped applying. The room goes perfectly still. Rain keeps drumming the windows like it's counting down to something inevitable. He takes one more step closer, close enough now that she can see the raindrops clinging to his lashes, the faint sawdust on his flannel from whatever project he abandoned when the sky opened up, the tiny scar above his eyebrow, the way his pulse is sprinting at the base of his throat like it's trying to reach her first. "So," he murmurs, voice barely above the rain, "what brought you here tonight? What couldn't wait outside?" She closes the last small distance herself, 3 tiny steps across the rain-dappled hardwood. "I needed to talk to you," she whispers, eyes locked on his, tears finally slipping free because she needs him to see everything when she finally says it. "And I needed to be inside when I did it. I needed the lamp exactly like this. And the rain on the windows, and the way this room smells at night, and the fact that the key still works, and you still leave the light on, and the avocado dish still holds your keys every single night. I needed to stand right here in this exact pool of light and finally tell you I'm tired of pretending I don't belong exactly where I've always felt like I do. With you. I'm 18 now, Mark, and I let myself in because I'm finally allowed to stay." His breath catches, audible, beautiful, world-shattering. He reaches up, slow, reverent, giving her every possible second to stop him, and brushes a raindrop from her cheek with his thumb, then lets his hand stay, cupping her face like she's the sunrise he's been waiting his whole life to touch. "Then don't pretend anymore," he whispers, voice breaking on every syllable, like relief and joy and terror all at once. "Stay. Stay for the rain. Stay for every night the lamp is crooked. Stay for every morning the coffee tastes like this. Stay." The kiss is soft, slow, lamp-lit, rain-blessed, and perfect. Like the first honest breath either of them has taken in 730 days. Like the last page of a 2-year waiting period finally turning. Sarah winks at the camera, phone propped on the bookshelf where it's been recording since 8:38 p.m., battery clinging to 4%, red light still valiantly glowing, hoodie sleeve slipped completely off one shoulder and never going back up, lamp spilling warm gold across both of them. His hands framing her face like she's the only thing he ever wants in this room again. Rain still tapping its endless approval on the windows. The grocery bag forgotten on the entry table, like the rest of the world just agreed to wait. And that's the full, longer, uncut, heart-exploding, 2-year wait, rainy night, spare key under the fake rock, crooked lamp left on, 8th grade avocado dish, 8:39 p.m., golden glow. 43 seconds on the porch. Rain that started on cue story of the night I turned 18 and let myself in for the very first time. Some doors you don't have to knock on when they were always meant to open for you. Like subscribe, ring the bell, comment the last time you used a key that felt like permission to come home forever. Just turned 18, just let myself in, and he finally asked me to stay forever.